I want you to spill the tea on your parents and how they met. Very interesting little story there.
My daddy had pretty much always been a traveling salesman of some sort, right? He was selling Hoover vacuum cleaners, I believe is what it was.
Let's not forget, he also was a married man. And had how many kids
He had four kids.
4 little kittens
and a wife at home.
And a wife at home.
Yeah.
He was selling vacuum cleaners, okay?
I believe that's what he was selling, was vacuum cleaners.
Well, he was
at
selling
time.
a lot
He was
more than
selling
that,
more than that,
obviously.
I guess he was. Anyway, he met her in Coy, Alabama. He came and knocked on the door, and my mama answered the door, and this was at my grandma and granddaddy's house.
And she was married at the time as well.
Yes, she was.
Separated though.
She was separated from her husband at the time.
Must have been fate.
Must have been
in their
fate.
stars.
So they wound up spending the weekend together.
Right after this?
Yeah, right after they met each other.
Did she buy a vacuum cleaner?
No, but he probably gave her one for us.
So they spent the weekend together.
Yeah, they spent the weekend at her sister's place.
Ooh la la.
Yes, and that was probably about, I don't know, maybe 20 miles away or so from where he met her.
This was 1966.
Yeah, this was 1966.
Probably the early 1966 because you were born in December.
Yeah, it was early 66. Well, what I was basically it was around my daddy's birthday.
Obviously.
So I was a birthday gift when I was born in 66.
When you count the months.
When you count the months, it's like, yeah. Wow, okay.
Happy birthday to him.
And my daddy he even went by one time, and my mama got really embarrassed, and she was like, don't be showing him this kind of stuff. And he was like, this is where you were conceived, son, right here in this house.
Oh, and let's not forget the age difference. How old was she?
She was 19, and he was 38 years old.
Holy moly.
Had 4 kids back here in Mississippi.
Somehow or another, he left his wife for your mother.
Did, but my mama's husband shot himself with a shotgun in the front yard at my grandma and granddad's where she was staying.
That's right.
He shot himself with a shotgun, going to kill himself if she didn't come back home. And he didn't actually kill himself. He messed himself up pretty good.
I mean, he shot himself in the stomach?
In the stomach, yeah, with a 12-gauge shotgun. So, me personally, I'd have shot somebody else with the 12-gauge shotgun. It wouldn't have been myself.
Yeah,
you know
right,
what I mean? So they were living in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. That's when I was born.
Which is kind of a miracle because she didn't know if she even wanted to keep you, right?
Well, that's true. My daddy told me that she didn't even know if she even wanted to keep me.
And so he convinced her not to get an abortion, right?
Yeah. I'm glad she did have me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thankful for that. He had done left his wife for this girl.
This young thing.
My mama's sister took me. She came and stayed, they said, probably for about 4 weeks. My mama just couldn't deal with the fact that she was 19, I guess, and she'd had a kid. My aunt took me back to Alabama, and I stayed with her. She kept me and raised me for probably about the first 6 months of my existence.
Really?
And back in those days, he wasn't riding around in Cadillacs then.
Right.
He was riding around in a Volkswagen. They said they took the back seat out of it, put a piece of plywood in there, and they put a blanket, I guess, when they hit the brakes so I could roll forward, and then they hit the gas and they roll backwards.
These people were different.
I mean, they were different. I mean, some of the things I've never wanted you and your brother to ever have to go through.
Are we talking like a beetle bug?
Beetle bug, yeah.
He went from beetle bugs to Cadillacs.
From beetle bugs to Cadillacs.
Success story, I tell you.
My grandma and granddaddy, they got me for a while, and they had taken care of me in Alabama. And these two were out living it up, doing whatever they wanted to do. And in that time period, Dick Greenwood started selling aluminum siding. So he got connected somehow, some way. Then it was like, you're going to come and live with us now. And then from there...
We're going to be a respectable family.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like I wasn't there with them, but
they traveled so much that
they thought it was better for me to stay with them
than
to
it
be
really
cooped
was,
up in a car.
Your grandparents were really good to you.
Yeah, they were. Me personally, what my hell was about to be in this life was having 3 older half brothers and 1 older half sister.
Who had a grudge.
That had a grudge against me.
It's like a Cinderella story.
Basically.
You know,
that they told me I wasn't a Greenwood, and I was a piece of shit. And my grandma, she favored my
Grandma
daddy's
Greenwood.
Yes, my grandma Greenwood.
Grandma Collins was great.
Yeah,
Grandma
she was
Greenwood.
great. Exactly. And she was on the side of the first wife. But the first wife was never mean to me.
Well,
I do want to say that.
Yeah.
Even though all 4 of her kids did,
Yeah.
treated me like shit.
Yeah, we'll
She
get into
never.
those
I do want to
stories.
say that she was never vindictive or never
Well, that was good.
ill toward me in any way.
Okay.
And I really respect that.
Me too.
You know, because it wasn't my fault.
I mean, you weren't the one she had the beef with. If anybody,
No.
she needed to
Exactly.
hit in the head with a frying pan,
Those other
maybe,
two.
you know, for cheating.
You know, that's true. But here's the deal. I didn't realize that my mom and daddy wasn't ever married because she wouldn't give him a divorce. She wouldn't divorce him so he could get married to my mama.
What?
Yeah, so they went on for years and years. Well,
Up until we found their
we
marriage
found-
certificate.
yeah. And they got married about a year and three
Like
months
a year and 3 months before he died.
before he died.
Which is
and they
suspicious.
got married.